Coronation Street's Carl Webster has been causing trouble on the street ever since his arrival last year. From having an affair with his brother's wife to letting his biological mother go to prison for his crimes, there isn't much further he can sink. Most recently, Carl was caught tampering with the brakes on Kevin's car by Tyrone Dobbs. But when Tyrone accidentally knocked the car jack, Carl was crushed under the vehicle's weight and ended up in hospital with serious injuries. The incident was dubbed a big wake-up call by Jonathan Howard, who plays Carl on the ITV soap, and the actor teased that it will stir some change in the character, sharing, "It's time to really look at his life and question the actions that he's taken. And whether or not he really wants to go down that road, knowing that his mum Debbie is not always going to be around. He does sort of use this as an opportunity to try and turn over a new leaf," he added. The actor also addressed the possibility of a redemption arc for Carl, which we've had glimpses of in the past. However, he confirmed that there are still plenty of schemes on the horizon after his resolve is broken. In Tuesday's June 16th episode, a furious Kevin discovers that Carl tried to sabotage his brakes and wastes no time in confronting him with a wrench in hand. The situation escalates as Carl pulls out a gun and points it at the mechanic, with a shot later being fired. Despite the showdown and Carl's shady history, Howard insists that Carl is not all bad, explaining, "I don't think he's got the darkness of a Theo Silverton or previous supervillains on Corey, where they have gone to the extreme of murdering someone. I don't think Carl is a killer. He's a dodgy guy. He wants to make money as quickly as he can. He wants flashy things. He wants nice women, nice men. He wants power, and he's going to do what he can to get that. I hope that we're still going to keep the cheekiness of Carl, because it's so much fun to play," he added. "But it will be interesting to see if he goes on this redemptive arc. How far will he go, and are there going to be some banana skins on the way? I'm sure there will be." Weathered cobbles, whispered secrets, and simmering rivalries are once again at the heart of Coronation Street, as the long-running soap prepares to deliver a dramatic turning point for one of its most controversial characters, Carl Webster. Known for his calculating charm and a talent for stirring trouble behind closed doors, Carl is about to find himself at the center of a storyline that could change Weatherfield forever. For months, Carl has operated in the shadows, manipulating relationships, bending truths, and carefully positioning himself as a man who always seems one step ahead. But as recent episodes have hinted, the web he has spun is beginning to tighten. What once looked like clever strategy is now threatening to collapse into chaos, with consequences that could ripple across the entire Webster family. Sources close to the show's production describe this upcoming twist as a major moral turning point for Carl, marking the moment where his carefully constructed persona begins to fracture. While Carl has always been portrayed as someone who thrives on control, the new storyline will test what happens when he finally loses it. The center of the drama is a series of decisions Carl made in secrecy, choices that were designed to protect his own interests but have unknowingly set off a chain reaction. His manipulation of business dealings in Weatherfield, combined with his tangled personal relationships, has created a situation where every lie is now dangerously close to exposure. What makes this arc particularly gripping is not just the scandal itself, but the emotional cost. Carl is not simply facing external consequences, he is also being forced to confront the parts of himself he has long ignored. The writers are reportedly keen to explore whether redemption is possible for someone who has spent so long excelling at deception. Tensions begin to escalate when cracks appear in Carl's alliances. People who once trusted him start questioning his motives, noticing inconsistencies in his stories and behavior. In true Coronation Street fashion, it does not take long before suspicion spreads through the community like wildfire. In Weatherfield, trust is fragile, and Carl may have finally pushed it too far. As pressure mounts, Carl's reactions become increasingly unpredictable. His usual calm and calculated approach starts to give way to frustration and paranoia. Those closest to him notice the change first: sharp words, defensive behavior, and a growing refusal to let anyone get too close. It is clear that the man who once controlled every situation is now struggling to control even himself. The turning point reportedly arrives when Carl is forced into a confrontation that leaves him with no easy way out. A key revelation, long buried and carefully hidden, comes to light, exposing the truth behind one of his most significant schemes. The fallout is immediate, leaving relationships shattered and loyalties divided. But Coronation Street rarely deals in simple downfall stories. Instead of a straightforward exit or punishment, Carl's arc is expected to evolve into something more complex. Rather than being written off as a pure villain, the storyline explores the gray areas of his personality, questioning whether his actions stem from ambition, fear, or something more deeply rooted. This complexity is what has made Carl Webster such a compelling figure in Weatherfield. Unlike traditional antagonists, he is not driven solely by malice. Instead, his schemes often blur the line between survival and selfishness, making it difficult for both characters and viewers to fully turn against him. Even as his actions cause damage, there remains an unsettling sense that Carl believes he is always justified. However, justification does not equal immunity. The people around him are no longer willing to accept half-truths, and Carl's carefully built world is beginning to isolate him. As friendships collapse and alliances dissolve, he is left increasingly alone to face the consequences of his choices. There are also whispers that this storyline could mark a permanent shift in Carl's place within the show. Whether that means redemption, exile, or an even darker transformation remains deliberately unclear. What is certain is that the character will not emerge from this unchanged. Fans of Coronation Street can expect emotional confrontations, explosive revelations, and the kind of slow-burning tension this series does best. The writers appear intent on peeling back every layer of Carl's personality, forcing both the character and the audience to question what lies beneath his scheming exterior. As Weatherfield braces for fallout, one thing is certain. Carl Webster's turning point is not just another twist in the road. It is the moment that could redefine him entirely. Whether he falls, fights back, or finds redemption, the Cobbles will never look at him the same way again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Coronation Street Scoop News Update.